12 hours. That's all the time Sarah Mitchell has. 12 hours to obey every command. 12 hours to complete criminal tasks. 12 hours before the bomb collar locked around her neck explodes. She doesn't know who's controlling her. She doesn't know why, but she knows one thing: disobey. And she dies. The countdown begins at 6 a.m. By 6 p.m., Sarah will either be free or dead. There is no third option. Hour 1:06 a.m. The awakening. Sarah Mitchell woke to pain. Her neck, heavy, cold, metal pressing against skin. She opened her eyes. 6:03 a.m. Her bedroom, morning light through curtains. Everything normal except she touched her neck, felt metal, thick, a collar, steel, lock. Sarah sat up fast, panic flooding. She tried to pull the collar off. It didn't move. Bolted, sealed, no clasp, no lock she could reach. What the hell? Her phone rang. On the nightstand. Unknown number. Sarah grabbed it. Hello? A voice. Female. Calm. Digitally distorted. Good morning, Sarah. Don't panic. Listen carefully. Who is this? What? You're wearing a bomb collar. C for explosive. Approximately 200 grams. Enough to remove your head and everything within 6 feet. It has a timer, currently set for 12 hours. It also has a remote detonator. I control both. Sarah's hands shook. This isn't real. This is very real. You have 12 hours. During this time, you will complete 5 tasks. Each task has a time limit. Complete all 5 tasks, and at 6 p.m., the collar unlocks. You walk away, refuse any task or miss a deadline, and I detonate remotely. Do you understand? Sarah couldn't breathe. Why? Why me? You'll understand by the end. Task 1. Go to your bank. Withdraw $10,000 cash from your savings. You have until 7 a.m. That's 57 minutes. If you're not back home with the cash by 7 o'clock, you explode. The timer starts now. The call ended. Sarah stared at her phone, her reflection in the black screen, and the metal collar around her neck. This couldn't be real. Couldn't be happening. She touched the collar again. Felt a small box on the back. Electronic. Blinking LED. Red. Counting down. Sarah ran to the bathroom. Tried to see the back of the collar in the mirror. The LED display. 11 hours 54 minutes and 23 seconds. 11 hours 54 minutes. This was real. Sarah grabbed her purse, keys, ran to her car. The bank opened at 6:30 a.m. She had 27 minutes to get there, withdraw $10,000, and get home. Drive. Now, hour 2:07 a.m. Task 1 complete. Sarah returned home at 6:58 a.m. 2 minutes to spare. She'd withdrawn $10,000. The bank teller had asked questions. Large withdrawal. Are you sure? Is everything okay? Sarah lied. Emergency. Family. I'm fine. The teller processed it. Sarah took the cash. Ran. Now she sat in her living room. $10,000 on the coffee table. The collar's LED blinking. 11 hours 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Her phone rang. The same unknown number. Task 1 complete. Well done. Task 2. Take the money to 847 Industrial Boulevard. Warehouse 7. Back entrance. Knock 3 times. Give the money to whoever answers. Do not look inside. Do not ask questions. You have until 8 a.m. That's 58 minutes. What is this? What am I delivering money for? That's not your concern. 58 minutes, Sarah. Clock's ticking. Call ended. Sarah looked at the cash. $10,000. Drug money. Payment for something illegal? She was being forced to commit crimes. But she had no choice. The collar. The bomb. 11 hours left. Sarah took the cash, got in her car, drove to Industrial Boulevard. Hour 3:08 a.m. Task 2 complete. Warehouse 7 was abandoned, or looked abandoned. Sarah knocked 3 times on the back entrance. A man opened. 30s. Rough. Suspicious. Money, Sarah said, holding out the envelope. The man took it, counted quickly, nodded, slammed the door. Sarah stood in the alley. What had she just done? Drug deal? Bribe? Payment for what? Her phone rang. Task 2 complete. You're doing well. Task 3 is more complicated. Go to Riverside Office Tower, 15th floor, Mitchell and Associates Law Firm. Break into the file room. Steal file labeled Harlow vs. State, case 2847B. Do not be seen. You have until 10 a.m. That's 2 hours. Break in? I can't. You're a social worker. You've visited that building before. You know the layout. The law firm opens at 9 a.m. You have a 1-hour window before staff arrive. Use it wisely. This is insane. I'm not a thief. You are now. 2 hours, or you explode. Sarah sat in her car, shaking. Mitchell and Associates. She'd been there 3 months ago, working a case. Child abuse investigation. The law firm had represented. Wait, Harlow versus State. Judge Marcus Harlow. His son had been accused of abusing a foster child. Sarah had been the investigating social worker. Her testimony was crucial, but the case was dismissed. Lack of evidence. The judge's connections protected him. This was connected. Whoever was controlling Sarah wanted that case file destroyed. Sarah drove to Riverside Office Tower. She had 2 hours to break in, steal evidence, and not get caught. Hour 5:10 a.m. Task 3 complete. Sarah managed it. The building's back entrance. Service elevator. 15th floor before staff arrived. The file room was locked. Sarah used a letter opener from an empty desk. Jimmied the lock. Found the file. Harlow vs. State. Case 2847B. Inside. Witness statements. Sarah's investigation notes. Photos. Evidence of abuse. All the proof the judge's lawyers had buried. Sarah took the file. Left the building at 9:53 a.m. Her phone rang immediately. Excellent work. Bring the file to your apartment. Burn it. Completely. Take a photo of the ashes. Send it to this number. You have until 11 a.m. You're destroying evidence. This case, the child who was hurt, is not your problem anymore. The file. Burned. 1 hour. Sarah drove home. The file sat in her passenger seat. Evidence that could reopen the case. Proof that Judge Harlow's son was guilty, and she was being forced to burn it. At her apartment, Sarah started a fire in her metal trash can, fed the pages one by one, watched witness statements curl and blacken. She took a photo of the ashes, sent it. The response came immediately. Task 3 complete. 4 hours until Task 4. Rest. You'll need your strength. Sarah collapsed on her couch. The caller's LED. 8 hours, 3 minutes, and 19 seconds. 8 hours left. 2 more tasks. What would they make her do next? Hour 6:12 p.m. The realization. Sarah spent the wait researching. Who was doing this? Why? Judge Marcus Harlow. Prominent. Connected. His son, Tyler Harlow, had been accused of abusing a 12-year-old foster child in his care. Sarah had investigated, found evidence, interviewed the child, built a case, but Harlow's lawyers destroyed it. Witness intimidation, evidence suppression, the case dismissed before trial. Sarah had tried to fight, but the system protected Harlow. Now someone was forcing Sarah to destroy what was left. The file. The evidence. anything that could reopen the case. Who? Harlow himself? His lawyers? Sarah's phone rang. The voice returned. Task 4. This one is important. 1247, Riverside Drive. Apartment 3C. The door will be unlocked. Inside, you'll find a laptop. Plant this USB drive in the laptop's charging port. Make it look natural, like it was left there. You have until 2 p.m. Whose apartment? Catherine Wells, Harlow's assistant. The USB contains evidence that she's been embezzling from Harlow's accounts. When police investigate, they'll find it. She'll be arrested, discredited. Do this, and task 4 is complete. Framing someone, planting false evidence. Sarah was becoming a criminal, forced, but still complicit. Why Catherine? What did she? She's a loose end. 2 hours, Sarah. The call ended. Sarah looked at the USB drive that had appeared in her mailbox. Small, innocuous, but it would destroy Catherine Wells's life. And Sarah had no choice but to plant it. Hour 8, 2 p.m. Task 4 complete / the twist. Sarah entered Catherine Wells's apartment. Unlocked as promised. Empty. Catherine at work. Sarah found the laptop. Plugged in the USB. Made it look accidental. Left, but as she walked to her car, something clicked. The voice on the phone. Female. Calm. Controlled. Catherine Wells was Judge Harlow's assistant. Female. Organized. Meticulous. What if? What if Catherine wasn't the victim? What if she was the controller? Sarah thought back. The tasks. Withdraw $10,000. Payment for something. Deliver to warehouse. Drug deal? Or payment to accomplice. Steal case file. Destroy evidence against Harlow. Plant USB on Catherine. Frame her to cover tracks. What if Catherine was orchestrating everything, using Sarah to destroy the case, then planning to frame herself as a victim while actually eliminating anyone who could reopen the investigation? But why force Sarah? Why not just destroy the evidence herself? Because Sarah was the witness, the investigator. If Sarah committed crimes, her credibility would be destroyed. Even if she testified later, defense lawyers would tear her apart. You broke into offices, stole files, planted evidence. Why should we believe anything you say? Catherine was neutralizing Sarah, making her worthless as a witness. And the final task. Sarah's phone rang. Task 5. The last one. Then you're free. Go to 847 Monroe Street. Apartment 2B. Inside, you'll find Rebecca Chun. She's the foster mother who reported Tyler Harlow's abuse. She's the key witness. If she testifies, the case reopens. You know what to do. No. Excuse me. I'm not killing anyone. The voice hardened. Then you explode. And Rebecca Chun testifies. Is that what you want? To die for nothing? Sarah made her decision. I'd rather die than murder someone. You have until 6 p.m. to reconsider. 4 hours. Think about it. The call ended. Sarah sat in her car. 4 hours left. The collar blinking. 4 hours, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. She couldn't kill Rebecca, but she couldn't let this stand. Sarah pulled out her phone, called 911. I need police and a bomb squad. I'm being forced to commit crimes. I have a bomb collar, and I know who's doing this. Hour 10:04 p.m. The Wire. Police arrived. Bomb squad. Detectives. They couldn't remove the collar. Too sophisticated. Any tampering would detonate it. But they could help. Detective James Morrison listened to Sarah's story. Catherine Wells, Harlow's assistant. You think she's controlling you? Yes. She wants me to kill Rebecca Chun, the witness. If Rebecca dies and I'm caught, the case stays buried forever. No witness. No credible investigator. Morrison made calls. verified Rebecca Chen's location, put her in protective custody. Then he made a decision. Morrison made calls. She has the detonator. If she knows, we'll be ready. Bomb squad on standby. But Sarah, we need her confession. It's the only way to prove she's behind this. Sarah agreed. They wired her. Tiny microphone. Hidden. At 5 p.m., Sarah drove to Catherine Wells's office. 1 hour left. Hour 12, 6 p.m. The confrontation. Sarah entered Catherine's office. Catherine looked up, surprised. "Sarah, what are you?" Sarah lifted her collar. "You know what this is." Catherine's expression didn't change. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Yes, you do. You put it on me. You've been controlling me all day. 5 tasks. Destroy evidence. Frame yourself. Kill Rebecca Chun. That's insane. Is it? I completed 4 tasks. Stole the case file. Burned it. Planted the USB in your apartment. All to protect Judge Harlow. All to make sure Tyler's abuse case stays buried." Catherine stood. "You're unwell. That collar, is it real?" "You know it is. You have the detonator." Catherine's hand moved toward her desk drawer. Sarah spoke quickly. "Don't. Police are outside. They're listening. Everything you say is being recorded." Catherine froze. Her expression shifted. Fear, then calculation, then rage. "You called the police." "I did. Because I'm not killing Rebecca, and I'm not letting you destroy evidence of child abuse." Catherine's hand grabbed something from the drawer. A small remote. Red button. "Then you explode. And I claim you broke in. Threatened me. Self-defense." Sarah's collar beeped. The LED. 3 minutes and 47 seconds. 3 minutes. "You can press that button," Sarah said. "Kill me." But police heard everything. They know you built the bomb. They know you're protecting Harlow. You'll be arrested for murder, conspiracy, evidence tampering. Or you can unlock this collar. Cooperate. Maybe get a deal. Catherine's finger hovered over the button. The door burst open. Police, guns drawn. "Drop the remote. Now." Catherine looked at Sarah, at the police, at the remote. She pressed the button. Nothing happened. The bomb squad had jammed the signal. Sarah's collar beeped, but didn't explode. Catherine screamed, lunged at Sarah. Police tackled her, cuffed her. Sarah collapsed, the collar still blinking. 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Bomb squad rushed in, worked frantically. 1 minute and 47 seconds. Tools, wires, careful hands. 58 seconds. We got it. Disarming. 23 seconds. Click. The collar opened. Fell to the floor. Sarah touched her neck. Free. Alive. Catherine was screaming. "You don't understand. Harlow would have destroyed me. I had to protect him. I had to." Detective Morrison read her rights. "Catherine Wells, you're under arrest for kidnapping, coercion, attempted murder, and conspiracy." Sarah sat on the floor, breathing. Alive. 12 hours. 5 tasks. She'd survived. 1 week later, Catherine Wells confessed, explained everything. Judge Harlow had discovered she was embezzling, threatened to prosecute. Catherine made a deal. Bury the abuse case permanently, and Harlow would let the embezzlement go. Catherine orchestrated everything. The bomb collar, the tasks, using Sarah to destroy evidence while discrediting her as a witness. But Sarah's refusal to kill Rebecca, and her decision to involve police, had stopped it. Rebecca Chun testified. The case reopened. Tyler Harlow was arrested. Judge Marcus Harlow resigned in disgrace. Catherine Wells, 25 years. Kidnapping, coercion, evidence tampering. Sarah sat in her therapist's office. Mandatory after trauma like this. "How do you feel?" the therapist asked. Sarah touched her neck, still felt the ghost of the collar. "I had 12 hours. Someone controlled when I would die, but they couldn't control how I chose to live those hours. I could have killed Rebecca, saved myself, but I chose to fight back, even if it meant dying. That takes courage. No, it takes understanding that control is an illusion. Even with a bomb around your neck, you choose. That's what borrowed time teaches you. You don't control when you die, but you control how you live until then." The therapist nodded. "And now?" Sarah stood. "Now I go back to work. There are other kids who need help, other cases to investigate. I'm not done." She walked out, back to her life, back to fighting for kids who couldn't fight for themselves. She'd had 12 hours with a bomb around her neck, and she'd learned, you're never really controlled unless you give up choosing. Epilogue, 6 months later. Sarah Mitchell testified at Tyler Harlow's trial, her credibility intact. Catherine's forced crimes didn't matter. Sarah had worn a bomb collar under duress. Tyler Harlow, 15 years for child abuse. Judge Marcus Harlow, disbarred, pending criminal charges for obstruction of justice. Catherine Wells served her sentence in federal prison. Rebecca Chun and the foster child she'd protected were safe. And Sarah continued her work, investigating abuse, protecting children, fighting the system when it failed. She kept the collar. Police had given it back after evidence processing. Deactivated. Harmless. Sarah kept it on her desk. A reminder. For 12 hours, someone tried to control her life, her choices, her death. But they failed, because even with a bomb around your neck, you decide what kind of person you are. You decide what you're willing to do, and what you refuse. Sarah Mitchell had 12 hours of borrowed time. She spent it choosing courage over fear. And when death came for her, she told it, "Not today."